Hello guys. Welcome to the IT Guy channel. In this video, we are going to install Ubuntu Desktop 20.04 LTS. As of now, it is the latest version available. Download the latest Ubuntu ISO image from their official website, www.ubuntu.com. Create an Ubuntu installation media with the downloaded ISO image. You can either use a DVD or a USB drive. I am assuming that you have already created an installation media. Okay then. Let's get started. Boot from the installation media. After a couple of seconds, a welcome screen will appear. Here we have two options. First one is try Ubuntu. It will help to experience Ubuntu Desktop operating system without installing it. But it is a temporary setup. As we need to install Ubuntu, choose the second option. This window is asking to choose a keyboard layout. I am leaving it to default. Choose your keyboard layout and click on Continue. Here, keep the normal installation option selected. This will install all the necessary components. Under the other options, you can uncheck the download updates options if your connection is slow, or you do not want to update while installing. It's fully up to you. I am unchecking it. OK. This window may look different according to your previous OS installation. Here we have only two options, because there is no pre-installed OS in this machine, or, in other words, this hard disk is empty. Otherwise the number of options may vary according to the previous OS installations. For example, if we had already installed Ubuntu, there will be some extra options like this. Or in case of pre-installed Windows, we will have three options like this. In this video, we are doing a clean install, that means, we erase everything in the hard disk, and install Ubuntu. If you are planning to install Ubuntu along with other operating systems, watch my other tutorial on multi-booting Ubuntu and Windows. To do a clean install, we have two options here. If we choose the first option, Ubuntu installation will automatically create the drive partitions for us. To create partitions manually, we can choose the second option. For the sake of this tutorial, let's create partitions manually. Here, this is our hard drive. You can also see the available memory. If the drive is unused, it may not have a partition table. Partition table is a chunk of memory on the drive, which keeps all the existing partition details. So, click here to create a new partition table. If there are previous partitions, it may look like this. These are the partitions which already exists on this drive. In that case, you can either create a new partition table, or delete the existing partitions manually. To create a new partition table, select the device, and click on the New Partition Table button. Remember, if you create a new partition table, all existing partitions will be removed automatically. So, if you wish to keep some partitions, it's better to do it manually. For now, you can use the Revert button to bring back the old partition table. However, be careful while dealing with partitions. To delete partitions manually, simply select the partition, and click on the minus button here. As you can see, the partition became unallocated memory, or, in other words, free space. Okay, let's come back to our machine. As we created the partition table, now we have free space to create our partitions. To create a new partition, select the free memory, and click on the plus sign. At first, we are going to create swap partition. Swap is used for paging when the RAM is full. It will improve the performance. Keeping swap partition size greater than, or, equal to RAM size is beneficial. As I have 8 GB of RAM, I am giving the same size to the swap partition as well. Here, click to open the drop-down list, and select the file system as swap area and click OK to create the partition. Here, you can see the swap partition. OK then, let's create other partitions as well. Select the free space, and click on Add button. Now, click on the Mount Point drop-down. Here, we can see the available options. At this time, we are going to create the boot partition. Having a separate boot partition is beneficial, though it is strictly optional. Basically, it contains kernels, bootloader and other boot files. Select the partition type as primary. Set the size to 512 MB, it's more than enough for a boot partition. Now, let's create the root partition. A root partition contains all the OS files, and the other things that installed along. Typically, 20 GB to 40 GB of memory should be enough for a root partition. Finally, we are going to create the home partition. Home partition is the place where all the user-specific files, such as documents, photos, and videos are stored. Actually, size of any partition fully depends on your requirement. As we created the partitions, click on the Install Now button to continue. This pop-up is asking to confirm the changes we made. Remember, when we click on Continue, all the changes we made will be written to the disk. After that, we can't revert it back to the previous stage. Depending on the hard drive, it may take a couple of minutes to save these changes. OK, now, the installation has started. In the map, click on the place you located to set the time zone. Now, this window is asking to create a user. Remember, always use strong passwords. Now, let the installation complete. Depending on the system configuration, it will take 10 to 20 minutes to complete. OK. The installation has completed. Let's restart the machine. OK. We successfully installed Ubuntu. If you learned something from this video, please give a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe this channel. And, as always, thank you for watching.